Let me show you how country feels.
Joining me right now is Randy Hauser. Thank you so much for stopping by to have a chat.
Absolutely. I'm glad to.
Talk me through, you're fresh off performing at the very first Sand in My Boots festival. What was that whole experience like?
Oh, it was great. We had a blast. I just spent the last, 3.5 days down on the beach in Orange Beach, Alabama, that area. So, yeah, it was a great time. I went and hung out just for a few days with a bunch of my buddies and played some music, tried to write some songs, just doing stuff, having a blast,
Yeah, I love that. I saw you jumped up on stage with, Riley Green, paid tribute to Toby Keith as well. Did you guys do any rehearsing for that, or was it kind of like a, hey, you want to jump up on stage last minute kind of thing?
Oh, yeah, very, very last minute. I mean, we've been buddies quite, for a while, and we just all I had the weekend off because my buddy Jamie Johnson gets married Tuesday, and I'm the preacher for the wedding. So the whole time I thought their wedding was on this Saturday. So I took the weekend off from touring and not realizing it was Tuesday. So that the Sand in My Boots festival came up, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm getting ready for that wedding." Well, the wedding's not till Tuesday. Do you want to come down here and hop up on stage and hang out and play? I was like, well, let me ask my wife, because I'm not sure I can get that kind of hall pass. But she's so cool. She's like, yeah, you never get to see your buds like that when you're not working, when you're not. So I just went out, and he was like, let's go play some music. So we did.
Yeah, that is amazing. Well, we were recently here in Australia. It was a one show only. Definitely one I wish I could have headed along to, but it sold out within minutes. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I hear. It was, we had a great time. I think it sold out in I think less than 20 minutes or something like that, which is great. I mean, it definitely, I love being there. So it's like, it makes me want to come back more and more, when I know people actually give a crap that I am coming. So, so yeah, we had a blast at Corner Hotel, just a small venue there in Melbourne, but it was like I start to get freaked out if I don't play music for too long. And I was there for 2.5-3 weeks that time. I was like, well, shit, why don't I just book a show with just acoustic guitars or something while I'm there? Why not?
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. It was fun.
I love that. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Australians, they'll travel far and wide for their country music. So I'm sure people would have been traveling right around Australia to get to that one.
Oh, it was great. We had a lot of people from out in WA, and it was really, Australians are very supportive, whenever it comes down. I mean, because it is a task for us to get there, just like it is for you guys to come here, But I love that Aussies freaking appreciate the fact that we come and come that far to do that. I mean, it makes us, okay, well then, if you guys support us, guess what? I'll come back, which I'm coming anyway because I'm married to one. But I practically part Australian now. Which I'll come back. But I tell all my friends, I'm like, just go do it and shut up. You're gonna appreciate it.
Yeah. We also, recently was here as well a few years ago for CMC Rocks. I got to head along to that one. It was so good. What was it like for you, though, singing in front of that many people and having them sing, your lyrics back to you? It's got to be a pretty good feeling.
Oh, it's a fantastic feeling. That's literally one of my favorite festivals ever to get to play. I mean, it's just just the energy and the festival is really, I mean, almost, it's pretty unmatched. I mean, it's like, It's incredible. We play a lot of festivals and things like that, but I think that, like in America, it's so oversaturated that people are like kind of bored by the time they go to all the festivals, and they're half-assed thinking about all the money they spend at so many festivals in the summer. I mean, I don't know how they can afford to go to all of them, but it's just nice that when you come to Australia, like CMC, for example, they're not oversaturated with it. And so it's not like we've seen it all, they get you get a little of that in the States where it feels like, you don't want to feel like that it's underappreciated, you know what I mean? So it is refreshing there. It really is.
Yeah. Well, Australia, it's such a long flight for you as well from America. I wanted to ask you, how do you kind of deal with the jet lag, especially because, you're going on tour a lot to lots of different countries all the time? How do you kind of, deal with that? Do you just kind of get to places a bit earlier, or?
Dude, you just figure it. You just sleep when you can. I mean, like, it's not the jet lag for me is not when I'm getting there. It's when I come home, because I mean, obviously it's the same day when you get home as you left, and about the same time, about 24 hours later. But usually when I land in Australia, it's early in the morning, like 6:30 a.m. So, and I'll sort of wake up a few hours before that on the plane, which I can't really sleep on a plane, but like you get there and it's morning, so you start your day. Well, coming back, you basically landed in the middle of the night or at nighttime, and your body thinks you're supposed to be starting your day. So it messes me up for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Really jacks me up. Yeah.
Well, I've got 5 fast questions here if you're up for it. I've had a few sent in from listeners if you're ready for it. Okay. Okay, the first one I've got is, what's your go-to favorite food when you come to Australia?
I do love a good sausage roll, but I think my favorite thing that I love when I come to Australia is just my wife's family's barbecue.
Yeah.
No, and I don't mean like the cliche. They do their own thing. They're half Italian, half Russian, so they have their own marinade, and we do all. It's a whole deal. And honestly, my favorite meals that I have are at Mama Gigi's house.
Nice, I love that. Homemade. That's what we love.
Yeah.
The next one I've got is, what music do you listen to? Obviously, you're a country artist, but is that still your go-to, or do you kind of mix it up a bit in your own time?
Usually I listen to like more older country, like if I'm listening to country, it's going to be usually from the 90s or before, 70s to 90s. I don't listen to as much new stuff as probably I should, but I just, I like older country music before it got so poppy. And I like some good 80s rock and roll, so yeah, and we get our fair share of, some Aussie stuff around here too.
Cool.
I bust out John Farnham and stuff like that on me all the time. She's Aussie, so we get some of that, but in actuality, my favorite rock and roll band's AC/DC, so we get that too,
Nice,
but
I love it.
Them of that, and like my kids, like Huckleberry. I'm in my studio right now, and I had to run Huckleberry off the drums, jamming the Back in Black right now, so I could do this interview.
Nice, I love that. Well, the next one I've got is, what was the first album you ever bought?
You're not going, well, okay. First album I ever got that I officially remember getting was Back in Black, AC/DC.
Yeah, okay.
That's serious. My second one was Willie Nelson's Red-Headed Stranger. And both of those are my favorite rock and country album.
Awesome. Well, the next one I've got is, what's the best concert you've ever been to, the best, experience?
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
probably a band, American band, whenever I was probably 17, 18 years old, called Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And they were incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
it was insane.
Whereabouts was that? Was it in America somewhere?
Yeah, it was in Jackson, Mississippi, in my hometown, and they came through to play on their last Rebel tour, and my cousin and I went to the concert, and we were right down front. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love those moments. And the last one I've got is, do you have a most embarrassing moment on stage or on tour, something that's happened?
God, one time you can find it somewhere. Probably the most embarrassing one I had was whenever I was on tour years and years ago with Gary Allen, and I tripped over a monitor and did a backflip on stage. But it really wasn't embarrassing because I landed it so flawlessly.
It was like it was meant to happen.
Dude, I rolled into it. I looked like an acrobat. I mean, I came up, popped up on my feet. It was like absolute luck that I didn't mess myself up bad.
Yeah.
I just landed it. It was like, ta-da!
Yeah, I love that. Just went with it. How good. Yeah. Well, Randy, thank you so much for joining me. So pumped as well that you're coming back to Australia this coming June. Got a couple of shows, around Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and we're so pumped to have you back. Can't wait to see you.
Thank you so much. We'll see y'all soon, Jackie. Thank you.